But I get to mentor amazing women. So that is my jam. And this woman came into my life as a participant of Mission, and then we hired her to help me directly with events and all kinds of other stuff because I was sick of doing it. And then from that, she's grown into this beautiful, just amazing woman that's trying to save the world. So I'll let her tell you her story, but I give you Monique Runge. She got on tall shoes trying to look tall.
I know. They're platforms, y'all. Hey, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Monique, and I am a woman in recovery, sustained recovery. I will be celebrating, and I say I will be celebrating 4 years on the 18th of this month. And I say that not to taboo it, no, because it takes will, right? My self-will. I know that every day when I wake up for the next, this is what I want in my life. And I bring this up because I get really nervous. I came in this thinking it was just like my Mission fam. I'm gonna talk to the Mission women, and then I see all of you. And I'm really excited and happy that all of you are here to support this event. And being a woman in recovery has changed my life. I started out to say with, just like Barbie, like I felt like I was a weed on society, a weed on my family, a weed on my friends, if I could call them that, because it was just people I kept around that I knew that I could suck nutrients off of and use. And I did a lot of bad influencing on other women in my life during active addiction. And when I finally came to Mission, I was so broken. I was wilted. I was dried of all nutrients. I mean, brittle. If you took me and did this like this in your hand, I would have cracked. And what I needed was watering. What I needed was nutrients. And there were some issues along the way. Of course, right? Some self-induced, some not. It's not all my fault. There were some things that I experienced specifically as a Black woman in recovery that I was not okay with, right? Once I got a little bit of perk back, it was like, oh, I love a little bit about myself, but I love it enough to complain about something. So once I had a little bit of that little spunk back, people like Jessie and Honesty gave me purpose with helping other women in our women's program, and my big concern was retention. Like, why are women not staying in recovery? Why do we get these services, and once we feel a little bit okay from detoxing, we leave? And I know there's a ton of different reasons. Some women have families, some women have children. There are a lot of different barriers that we have that men don't necessarily see. And then on top of that, I'm a Black woman. So there were some other barriers that people could not see. And having that space and that allowance to try to make a difference really helped me. It was like, honestly, put a little water on me, right? And so then, instead of being so dry and brittle, I got a little bit of green in me. Of course I was green, I'm excited, I'm perky. I have all the energy in the world to pour back in, because I just know, oh man, this works. It works when we help each other. So let me just try to keep watering other women and try to undo some of the bad that I've done in this world. That's what I took it as, like a walking amends. Then it's like, oh, you meet people that have barriers that you've never heard of. How do we help these people? And then I meet people like Zico, who does harm reduction and helps all these individuals in ways that, you know, we can't help in these spaces. And then that's when I really got it. Service work is the key. Barbie's right. And so it's like, whatever that means to you, if that means that in order to build this community garden, because this is what this is, in order to make it beautiful, some of us might need some raised beds. Some of us might need a greenhouse. We might need to bring some bees on board to pollinate everybody else, right? That's what McShin does best. It's pollinating. Putting out these PRSs, putting out peers, empowering other women, other peers to know that they can pollinate others and spread the message. And of course, you've got those beekeepers. I've always wanted to be a beekeeper now. Now I know my purpose, right? I want to be a beekeeper. I want to be like a Honesty. I want to be like a Zico. I want to be like an Alethea. I want to make systematic change. And I know that sounds so big, right? But when I think of it as terms of, this is our community garden, what is the one thing that I can do to help this community garden thrive and keep succeeding? Because I'll quote one of my favorite social activists, Huey P. Newton. The law should be made to serve the people. The people shouldn't be made to serve the law, right? So at some point, we might not have that safety net of the law looking out for us. And we're gonna have to look out for each other. And women, we do a fantastic job of creating spaces, safe spaces, of community activism, and we have to always keep that at the front, because that's how we're gonna succeed. That's how a community garden grows and thrives. When people don't ask for this or ask for that, they just see a need and they say, hey, what can we do? They see mother and children. How can we fill this gap? They see incarceration rates. How do we fill this gap? And that is what keeps me going. And I know this sounds so big and grand, but I just know that every single individual interaction that I have throughout my day and throughout my recovery journey, it matters. Because I know I wouldn't be here now and having the passion that I have now, or even the energy, because I'm exhausted. We all exhausted. We tired. We tired. It really feels like, man, does any of this matter? But it does matter. Because it mattered to me when nobody else was there. One person watering me. That really mattered. And even so, it feels like, oh, these big powers that be aren't listening to us. If we can just say, hey, I know that my organization, or hey, this girl that I saw at this meeting, or hey, this person that I saw on the street, maybe they just need a tent or a plate of food for the night. The compassion is what's going to keep us going. And community is going to be our savior. And so, yeah, recovery has given me that. You know, I feel at home when I'm in these walls. I feel at home when I'm in places where I know I'm welcomed because of my story, not shamed. I didn't have to suffer. I succeeded despite of these things happening to me or around me. But I couldn't have done it without the support of individuals. So yeah, I just, I know I've got a minute left, but, you know, and honestly, I apologize. I felt like I needed to have something prepared, and I just had this image in my head. I texted my friend Zico, and I'm like, I don't know how to put this into words, but I know when I look at women and I see what we have and the power that we hold, especially in community activism, I see a community garden. I see a sustainable community garden that can feed a community for generations. And I just want to be part of that. So thank you for